When I stand on my wallet, I'm 10 foot tall, so it doesn't matter.
I know that's right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight. Whoa, what season is this? Married at First Sight Australia, season 9, episode 14. Yeah, before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's break it down. Samantha and Al, if you remember, which you should, were having a debate on whether or not Samantha was forced to make out with him during the activity in Intimacy Week. Cut to today, and they consummated the marriage.
I feel really good about it. I think it was a really natural and organic progression for us.
We always come out stronger.
Yeah, we do always come out stronger.
So the kid, So the kiss was forced, but the sex was natural. Okay, Brent and Tamara are still on the rocks, but Tamara tries to apologize and they mend fences for the time being, at least.
I'm happy to put like the fight and everything in the past and hope something like that doesn't blow up again, because that was really awful.
Yeah,
I can't do that again.
I want to make this relationship work. And we said stay and we just owe it to each other to enjoy this time together.
My concern with the two of them is what happens when true adversity hits your marriage. So far, you guys have fought over the way the knife was facing a hypothetical job that your spouse would have, how loud the TV volume was. What about when finances come into play? Whether or not y'all are gonna have children, where you should live, business ventures. I mean, if the smallest things can trigger you guys, it's probably best you call it quits now. So since some people are on the rocks, and even some people, even though they're having a fairy tale, the experts actually invite all the couples in the process to go witness the next 2 marriages in an attempt to remind them of the magical fairy tale-like environment that their weddings were. And so the first couple to be paired up is Carolina, who's 34, and Dion, who is also 34. She was born and raised in Brazil. Her father passed away before she was born, and she fell pregnant at 15, despite her mother's wishes to terminate the pregnancy.
And it was the best decision I've ever made. My son is my best friend. He's my everything. But me having a child that young really shaped my dating life.
She moved to Australia to get a better life, and now has a business where she hires out designer bags for women who want to attend events or something like that, kind of like a rental service. Wrong husband, Dion. He is Italian, a property developer, and has a taste for the finer things in life. The only thing he's missing is a wife.
My dreams have always been to start my own family. I want to have children. I want to have them in my 30s. I want to be a young, cool, hip father, still when they're 20, 25.
He wants someone ambitious who he can support as they chase their dreams. And as we've seen, Carolina is exactly that, literally moved across the world to achieve a better life, which she seems she has achieved. Now she's just looking for a husband. In preparing to meet her husband, she's not impressed with the makeup artist's work at all. And honestly, I'm inclined to side with her at this point, because I'm the same. I do not like when other people do my makeup, especially when I know I could do it better.
He came away.
Don't wipe it all off. Could you just wipe the bottom bit off?
This is what's happening now.
Like, oh no.
So even after holding up the wedding for 3 hours, this woman says she feels no way about it. This is just who she is, and her husband is just gonna have to deal with it. I can see why you've been single for a while. And to make matters worse, the makeup didn't even look that different.
I don't feel guilty. I don't. Is that bad? Should I feel guilty? I don't.
What's a few hours, you know? He has the rest of his life with me. Plus, happy wife, happy life.
And that's where she lost me. Dion, when he arrived, he was very confident. The friends were very excited for him. Her friends were saying that he seems like a nice guy. He seems like he'd be compassionate and all that stuff. And they feel like that's what she needs. She needs a babysitter. It's what it's seeming like. But anyways, at least he showed patience. He was very attentive to her. She pointed out his eyes and how they were blue, but that's the only physical characteristic that it seemed like she liked. She didn't really like the fact that he was short. And she even later on was saying, I think my son is even taller than him. And I'm like, girl, listen, the height doesn't take away from somebody's characteristics, okay? It's fine. But yeah, she's appreciative that he has been kind towards her, even though she held everybody up. And they were connecting very well at the reception when they were talking about business. So it's about that time where she's sharing about her family, and her only concern is that she doesn't want to bring up her son, not because she has a son, but because of how old the son is, because then it tells when she had the kid, right? Dion's friend, Ellie, found out from the bridesmaids, and she was like, I'm gonna go find out for myself, go to the horse's mouth. And she's kind of like pressuring her to tell Dion. And my thing is, I understand that he should know sooner rather than later, but that's her story to tell. And now this encounter right here between the Ellie and Dion is very awkward.
So how was that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
She's beautiful. She seems like she's got a really sweet soul.
Yeah.
So it's exciting times ahead.
I think Rob wants to chat with you, so I'm going to wait over here and I'll see you back in there.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do this. It's bad. No. I'm sorry, I really don't want to. No, there's nothing bad.
I have a feeling that the friends are the type to meddle. You know how you have those friends where you go to them because you know they're always going to pick pettiness. They're always going to pick the most toxic response. I feel like Ellie and the other guy, they are those kind of people. And sometimes when you're in your petty bag, it's cool. But when you're in a marriage and you're truly trying to develop a healthy relationship, I don't know if Ellie is the kind of person you want around, because girl, respect the decision of Carolina. Respect her decision. Don't be meddling into their relationship. It's not your place. Eventually, she does tell him, and he takes it very well. My only thing with the two of them is her diva personality will get on anybody's nerves, no matter how patient they are. So I'm hoping this is the thing that she gets over very quickly, because you could very quickly see this marriage end. The next couple paired up are Kate and Matt. They are both 39 years old. He has been in a 7-year marriage, while she has never been in a relationship or heard the words "I love you" in a romantic sense. Now, experts, not to say she doesn't deserve love. That is not my point at all. But you're going to put somebody who's at the cusp of 40, who has never been in a relationship, never been told "I love you," and throw her into a marriage? Come on. Growing up, she believed that she was the ugly duckling, and she attributes that to the reason why she's been unsuccessful in love. Yeah.
And I know it's so long ago, but some things that people say to you at a young age can stick to you. When I finished high school, any male that showed me attention, I kind of took it. Even if they weren't even treating me right, I was happy to have the attention. No one has ever wanted to call me their girlfriend, so sorry, it's making me emotional.
What I want to say, I know is going to be harsh, but I'm going to say it anyways. I have seen ugly people have long-lasting love. Okay? Ugliness being not being the conventional ideal of beauty is not what keeps you from a relationship. What I feel like is that she made being the ugly duckling her personality. So I have a feeling that in her relationships, she would project, or she would look for people who were emotionally unavailable, look for people who were verbally degrading, that kind of emphasize the fact that she believes herself to be undesirable. Of course, those people are going to make you feel that way because they were not the person that you were supposed to interact with anyways. I feel like a genuine good person, she would also ruin because she would project her insecurities on them. Obviously, this is all speculation, but the fact that she's holding on to something that people said to her in her youth, you are almost 40 and you're still worried about the words of high school stuff. I'll be damned if I remember what my high school classmates even looked like, let alone what they said to me. I don't give a damn. And she's gonna have to work through that because any relationship is doomed with this kind of mentality. I also found it crazy too how she internalized the words of children, when if you look at her, she is by definition the Eurocentric beauty standard. Blonde hair, light eyes, pale skin, slim frame. Girl. So for Matt, he has been married before and he had experienced having trouble conceiving with his wife after going through some failed IVF procedures. For anyone who doesn't know what IVF is, it's in vitro fertilization. They opened their house to foster children, and I think the sum was 27 kids overall. So that's amazing. But they realized that the partnership wasn't gonna work. He didn't really explain what happened. Doesn't sound like there was infidelity. It just sounds like maybe they just weren't compatible anymore. I'm not quite sure. But he says his perfect partner is energetic, positive, and ready to start a family. Already, energetic and positive is not what you're gonna get. I'll tell you that for free. So as Kate is preparing for the wedding, she is starting to feel stressed out because she's remembering all those times when she put in her best in trying to look good. I think she said she had Botox and would work out or whatever. She tried to look the best as she could and still would be rejected. And now preparing for the wedding is bringing back all those memories.
I never thought I'd ever in my life put on a wedding dress. For a long time, I've told myself that it's not something that I can have or something that I'll ever have. I've spent a lot of time trying to be perfect. I have gone and got Botox, I've gone and got fillers, I've done all that sort of stuff, and then they reject you still.
See, and this is exactly why I feel like she's going to project on him. You can acknowledge that your sister is beautiful, but not you. You guys are twins. You look the same. She has your face. Okay, I want to say this. I'm not saying that the things she's going through are unrealistic. I just have a problem with people like the experts putting somebody on a show that is clearly not in a place to be married. Definitely not at first sight. Definitely not at first sight. But here's the kicker, you guys. Here is the kicker. So she's walking down the aisle. She meets him and, oh, he's sweet and all that stuff. Even in the vows, apparently he was always thinking that he was the ugly one, but, now he's ready for love and blah, 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 blah. She has a problem with his physical characteristics.
What I'll say is initially when I walked down the aisle, I thought, physically, he's probably not what I would usually go for.
Kate?
Yes.
Do you take Matthew to be your husband?
I do. I think I was more worried about him liking me. I just never thought about me not liking him.
Now, hold on, babes. Hold on. You were just complaining how the whole world, it seems like, made you feel like the ugly duckling. Yet here you are, being picky. Granted, he's not David Beckham, he's not Brad Pitt, but he ain't no schlub. He's definitely not a schlub. And I'm like, yeah, she's gonna be a problem. She's definitely going to be a problem. When they were taking pictures, she couldn't even fake the funk, you guys. But at least Matt couldn't tell that she wasn't all the way invested.
Very passionate. I'm very touchy. I love a good kiss. I love a good massage and a good sex.
I think he just needs to just put the brakes on a little, because I can see someone who's nice, but I'm not ready for affection just yet.
Sorry about the breath. I just had some chicken twisties.
At the reception, she's bringing down the entire mood, but Dominica one-upped her and was just crashing and burning.
He doesn't drink coffee and he makes me coffee.
So, what's your excuse, darling?
Why do you want me like that?
And they did, yeah.
That was the thing.
That's why I felt bad. It was
What do you feel?
but they still did.
The way you talk about me to other people.
Honey, you're confused? You're really confused. All you have done throughout this process is nitpick at all the negative things you can find about Jack when he doesn't even deserve it. If he was somebody like an Andrew, fine. If he was like Celine at the beginning, fine. But you want to pick at Jack, who has been nothing but kind, loving, compassionate. And even as they're talking, she's like, I feel like we need to have some compassion for each other. You're the one being rude. You're the one being mean. The least you could do in the presence of other people is affirm your partner, but you're calling out things that, one, aren't a big deal, and two, you're disregarding him when he's saying, yo, can you at least speak nicely of me? It was a joke. I was talking as a joke. Okay, but he's not taking it as a joke, so therefore it's not a joke. If the person who you're referring to is offended, it stops being a joke. You're now attacking him. You're now being rude. And it wasn't an attack in that she was being, volatile with her words, but she wasn't being kind, and it wasn't funny. Dominica is making Celine look good. Whoo! That's saying a lot. The next episode is going to be the last wedding. I don't know what else is supposed to come in the week, but the honeymoons. Ooh, the honeymoons. And Carolina is going to be in rare form. The diva is coming all the way out. That marriage is not going to last. I'll tell you right now. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.